Hey guys, Xaryu here, and today I'm going to be playing both Fire Mage and Frost Mage, playing the same composition versus the same composition, and I want you guys to tell me what you liked better. Do you like me playing Fire Mage better? Do you like the playstyle of Frost better? We'll go through both the games, the playstyles, and I want to hear from you guys and see what you guys are really feeling this expansion in terms of gameplay. What's more exciting? What's cooler to play? Cooler. Frost is cooler. Anyway, hopping into the game, we're on Tiger's Peak Arena. We're playing some Fire FMP, alright? Fire, Feral, Disciplined Priest, and we're fighting a Fire FMP. So there's actually a mirror here in this first match here on Tiger's Peak Arena. My spec is something that you would expect. It's the same spec as Fire Mage. By the way, I do plan on doing a Fire guide at some point. That seems weird to verbalize, seems weird to say, because I haven't really played Fire ever up to this point, but I probably will be doing Fire Mage walkthroughs and maybe a formal Fire Mage guide so you guys can figure out how to play it in Arena, and hopefully you guys can do better at it in Arena. But anyway, Feral Druid opens up on me. They start with a bash onto my priest and a meteor onto me. Throw out that temp shield. I do not trinket that opener. It got peeled by my Feral Druid, Bean Slayer, so I do not actually decide to trinket. I pop my temp shield, but I hold my trinket there in the opener. Bash and Dragon's Breath, and this is a kind of an intricate opener, so I'll go ahead and slow this down. There's a bash out on the enemy priest. All right, we are going on the Feral Druid. I'm trying to get the polymorph on the priest, of course, right? So I'm going to be casting the polymorph. I get interrupted. I start casting a ring or a Dragon's Breath into a ring, and then I get interrupted again. This is the enemy team playing very well defensively and realizing, look, my priest is getting CC'd by the polymorph. We kick it. By the ring, we kick it. And then all of the CC that was on the priest was just a bash into a Dragon's Breath, and they stopped the polymorph attempts. The enemy team did a phenomenal job stopping that CC, and it's exactly what you want to aim to do against the enemy mage, right? And I was actually talking this to a friend the other day when he was asking about how to play versus mages. It's actually Quinn, if you guys know him. How to play versus mages, stopping their goes, guys, stopping those polymorphs, and that's really, really important. Here we pop Combust, we get a lot of damage. Feral Druid's taking a lot of damage. We get that full polymorph, but we don't actually follow it up with any CC quite yet. There's the bash trying to get a half polymorph, do get interrupted, and I'm actually lagging a bit here. I'm not sure this Bumblebee effect. Some people have been using it in Arena. I'm not exactly sure what it is. It must be some type of item, but it does make me lag whenever anyone uses it for some reason. And then once it goes away, it seems to be fine, or it only lags me for a little bit. But anyway, it seems to be better now. Throw out that Dragon's Breath, trying to go for a sheep here. It looks like I get the death out of the way, Mage's counterspell out of the way, and Feral Kick out of the way. So there's no kicks at all. I can free cast here for a little bit. My Druid actually does get polymorphed there and into that mind control. So enemy job, once again, doing a great job with that control. Full sheep comes out onto my priest. Didn't quite have counterspell for it. Could have counterspelled that resheep right there. Actually, I probably should have counterspelled that resheep right there. Bash comes out, going for a full polymorph. Cauterize procs, and I go into that ice block. So thus far into the matchup, we're actually not doing crazy well, right? We're going Feral. We're not going on their Mage. Their Feral has 0 walls, I do believe. He just uses Trinket right there, so no Trinket, no walls. So it's not terrible, I guess, but I have no Caught. I have no Ice Block. I do have Trinket Temp. My Priest still has defensive cooldowns, but the momentum seems a little bit lacking. So we really want to start moving that in our favor as soon as possible, if we plan to come out ahead. One of my major critiques of my own gameplay this game that I could work on is getting more effective meteors off during the games, right? We're on a Feral Druid. I'm not really getting meteor. Okay, as I say that, yeah, I actually do get a meteor. But that I still need to get the meteor almost on cooldown where it's maim into meteor or bash into meteor, because meteor is so powerful right now. It's like the orb, Combat Storm, Ice Nova of a Frost Mage. It's like the biggest one shot a Fire Mage has right now in Arena. And not being able to use that on cooldown or not being able to get effective use out of it at least a couple times throughout a game is bad, right? So need to get more use out of the meteor. Do get use out of it right here. Priest does shield it so it doesn't hit super hard. Greater Pyroblast being casted by the enemy mage. Go ahead and line of sight that. And the awareness, guys, is very important, right? I saw the Greater Pyroblast. You can look at it on your S arena, or you can look at it right here. If you have the mage on your focus, you can look at it here. If you have him on a target, you can look at it here. But regardless, you have to know what's being casted, right? In a situation like this, just on a still frame, we know that the priest is spamming smites onto me. The mage is casting a Greater Pyro onto me. And the Feral is doing, consistent damage. I have a bleed that's about to fade. I'm not taking much damage. You have to evaluate the game at each moment and really be like, okay, if I line of sight the priest smite, line of sight the greater pyroblast, stay with my priest in line of sight, running away, Feral True does no bleeds, I'm fine. Now let's play offensive, right? These are all the things that you're constantly thinking about. Polymorph comes out, throw out that Dragon's Breath and the War Stomp to interrupt that incoming CC from the Mage. Go for the bash onto the enemy priest, go for the polymorph, get interrupted, casting the ring, get interrupted. Once again, great job by the enemy team stopping my CC attempts there onto their priest. Very, very good. Throw that combustion out, trying to get some more damage, and the Feral Druid begins to run. And that's why sometimes the Feral Druid can be a very difficult target to finish off because he's just running and running and running. We do overlap a Fear there, but we do Fear and a Sheep, but you do get the Sheep onto the priest trinket. And this is actually pretty key right here because Priest has no trinket, okay? Feral Druid has no trinket. What does that mean? That means when we line up some more cross CC, that means a polymorph onto the priest, and a stun onto the feral, throw the meteor down, game's over, right? Ton of burst coming in. That's all it's going to take to finish off this game. In the meantime, Pain Step comes out on the me before my priest gets CC'd. I throw some sheeps out onto the mage, so my priest does not get polymorph follow. Looks like he does land it, and I actually do another big blunder here. Mage is casting polymorph. I throw out my counterspell onto it, but it was a little late to that. The polymorph does land. I catch the re-polymorph. I begin to pre-kite while my priest is in that CC, and he does decide to trinket it. So now we're in a position a little scary. I'm trying to get the ring, trying to get the sheep. Double stopped every single time by the enemy team here. Doing a great job. I'm going for Dragon's Breath into the polymorph now, and that is why Dragon's Breath, guys, is so, so powerful. Bash comes out. Go for the polymorph, get kicked. Go for the ring, get kicked. JK, Dragon's Breath into the polymorph, no more kicks. And that's why Fire Mage is so strong in general, because you have the Fire Tree, you have the Frost Tree, and you have that Arcane Tree. 3 trees of magic, schools of magic that you can cast in, even if you get interrupted, making it so, so powerful in Arena right now. So I got interrupted on 2 of them, use that 3rd school, get that 1st school of magic, that Arcane, full polymorph, and then we can throw out the meteor here, see if I do it, the meteor, and yeah, Feral Druid actually dies before the meteor, and just as I told you guys, look at this, priest, no trinket, full polymorph, game's over, fear on the mage, sheep onto the priest, bash onto the feral, triple CC, fire mage damage comes in, Feral Druid damage comes in, disc priest damage comes in, 3v1 onto this feral, and he does go down. So a bit of a shaky start there, but Fire has a lot of instant cast damage. It has 3 schools of magic, the instant cast Phoenix Flames, the instant cast Fire Blast, instant cast Pyro, Fire Blast, Pyro, tons of really nice combos you can do with that. Big burst with the Meteor, or G Pyro if you're playing that. I decided not to play G Pyro this game. I played Prismatic Cloak instead. But just tons of instant cast damage, tons of control, and always something that you can pretty much cast as Fire, which is why I've kind of been liking it right now. Here's the damage breakdown in that game. Both mages coming out a little bit lower than the Feral Druids, which we'd expect. And they were on me, targeting me, so a little bit lower damage there. But, you know, Feral Druid damage super high, super highly mobile. So this is kind of the damage breakdown we'd expect. And then both priests below that, even the priests do a ton of damage right now. Alright guys, and this is the game we're hopping on to Frost Mage. Same map, same enemy team. And then our team's the same, except I'm Frost instead of Fire. My teammate was like, let's try some Frost games. So we decided to switch it up to some Frost a little bit later in the night. But here's the spec I'm playing, guys. I am playing with Ring, not Frigid, for that same exact reasoning I talked about in the last clip there. Go for the poly, get kick, cast Ring. And I am playing Prismatic Cloak to mitigate some of that Fire Mage damage as well. And with Frost Mage, guys, it's very similar matchup. We're doing damage to the Mage for the Feral. We're going for a CC out of the Priest, out of the Bashes with Fear or Polymorph or Ring of Frost. Defensively, we're stopping the Mage from getting Polymorphs onto our Priest. I guess the main difference is the damage rotation, casting Frostbolts to build up the damage, throwing out the Orb, Comet Storm, Ice Nova for the burst onto the Mage instead of the Meteor, Phoenix Flames, Fire Blast, Pyroblast kind of combo that we were just talking about. And here in the opener, we actually decided to go Mage, and we get Cauterized immediately. So in this matchup, I'm not sure how it would have looked if we went the Mage when we were playing Fire, but in this matchup, we got the Ice Block in the opener and the Caught in the opener. I want to relook at this and to see why this went so well. Okay. We got the full bash into a full nothing, into a full polymorph late. So the polymorph landing onto the priest is really what caused all of this to spiral out of control. Got that fear into the bash, into the poly. A lot of early CC onto the priest, popping the orb, the comet, the nova. Feral Druid, I believe, popped incarnate, a lot of bleeds out onto the mage, and we 2-force that caught into the ice block. So right away, we're really far ahead in this matchup. Pop Icy Veins to get some more guaranteed follow-up CC, since my priest calls he's going to mass dispel CMD out of that ice block. So pop the Vein so I can keep up with them. They decide to target Bean, the Feral Druid, to kind of do what we were doing last game, right? We're on the mage, or we're on the enemy mage, and then they're on the feral. So they're kind of reversing the roles that we fought them in that last matchup. Trying to cast polymorphs to break some CC, and once again I'm lagging. It's these little scarabs on the ground, I think, is what's lagging me. I'm not exactly sure. But we're going for another stun onto the priest. Once again, couldn't quite follow up that polymorph. Enemy team's doing a good job stopping that. Still, right here, I could probably cast a blizzard, just to critique my own gameplay. Like right here would have been a great time to cast Blizzard. 1, my orb's almost up 7 seconds, would get it a little sooner. 2, they're stacked, right? If I cast a Blizzard on the mage and the feral, I get double the ticks, which means orb comes back even sooner. And then 3, it's a great source to slow the enemy team. So a Blizzard would have really been the perfect thing to cast right here. Cast a Blizzard onto them. Use this Frost Nova instead, which is okay. Getting that Blizzard down is great. Kind of trying to dead zone this priest, get in between his teammates and the priest. So the positioning is very critical here. It's something that I try to explain a lot to just newer players. If they're fighting here and their priest is, I don't know if you can see my mouse right on the edge, but if their priest is kind of behind the pillar over here and the enemy team's here, I'm in the perfect position to be in between them. I could even be right here where my Feral Druid's at, and basically I'm dead zoning my priest, or their enemy priest, from being able to heal their team. If priest comes in, counterspell him, stun him, polymorph him CC. If he doesn't come in, guess what? He's CCing himself, successfully dead zoned. We get some damage out. We force him to come out, eventually get the CC. Boom, force defensives that way. My Feral Druid goes one way, I go the other way. Priest is going to get found out eventually. Throw out the bash into the polymorph. We actually do get the polymorph lock. The enemy mage's polymorph, throw out that orb, the Comet Storm, the Ice Nova. So much damage coming in. Maim comes out on to my priest into that fear. And I quickly want to say as well, I'm going to rewind. When you lock a mage in the Arcane School, they cannot blink. This is a great time to throw out Orb, to throw out Comet Storm, to throw out Ice Nova, because the mage can't get out of it because he can't blink, right? He can't blink out of it. He has to just move out of it. But that Orb is, very encumbering, huge slow onto the enemy mage. So we can actually get a ton of damage onto him without being able to, he can't move out of it, I guess. We have that Temporal Shield. We have the Pain Step coming into the mage. Kind of tops him back off, but that was Priest Trinket as well. So there's a lot of defensives from the enemy team in that one go, and guess what? I still have 2 ice blocks, right? Frost is performing very well in this matchup. My Feral Druid has no Trinket. Not sure if he has a skin or not. And my Priest has no Trinket either. So the enemy team is in a position where all of a sudden they could win if they get one good CC chain on my Priest and then pop every cooldown onto my Feral Druid. And they can't really kill me because I still have 2 ice blocks available, and I could trade one out and still have another and still be fine. We're in a position to win. I'm in that same win condition because Feral has no Trinket, Priest has no Trinket, or we could kill the Mage with no ice block, with no cauterize, with one more good CC chain as well. And the CC on the Priest is coming off DR right now, so pretty close to being able to end this game out one way or another. Polymorph being casted. Throw out the sheep onto the enemy priest, and this is actually pretty good here. So we get kicks out of the way, we fake the death from the priest, and then we full sheep the priest. So we got the CS out of the way, got the feral kick out of the way, got the premonition out of the way. Boom, 3 for 3. They have no more stops for the polymorph. Cast the polymorph onto the enemy priest. Full polymorph, no trinket. Cast the Ray of Frost, no interrupts. Still have that Ice Nova available. Trying to get a re-polymorph onto the priest. Do manage to land that re-polymorph. Get one more polymorph. Fear comes out as well. Common Storm, he gets out of it. Throw out the Ice Lance, and the mage goes down. This matchup, we opened up strong. We got the CC a little bit sooner. Maybe even played a little bit better. So when you're telling me down below in the comments, do you like Frost Mage or Fire Mage better? Keep in mind that the second game might have been played a little bit smoother. But the question is more like, do you guys like the play style of the Frost Mage with the consistent damage being a little bit lower, but the burst, the slows are definitely still there. Here's the damage breakdown. Feral Druids once again coming up top, Mages after that, and then this Priest in third and final place. fun matchups either way. I've really been enjoying Frost and really been enjoying Fire, and for me, it's more like, all right, guys, want to play some threes? Sure. All right, what guys, do you guys want me to play Frost, or do you want me to play Fire? I'll play either one. Whatever my teammates want is pretty much what I'm doing at this point, and I think both specs are very, very, very powerful. Guys, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a big thumbs up. If you did not enjoy the video, make sure to give it a big thumbs down. Leave your comments down below on what type of videos you guys want to see next. I definitely read the comments, so make sure to let me know on what type of videos you guys want to see. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next upload. Peace.